Hello, this is Pastor Deborah, and once again we're coming to you with another wonderful episode of my wonderful podcast playlist, of my wonderful podcast show, Silent Cries, Voices Out of the Darkness. These are true stories, true poems, and many things that helped me to understand the darkness and its slavery and the heart of all of humanity who are in it. We are beginning episode number 3. We're working through the introduction of this wonderful book. You might call it an audiobook, but years ago I had to study and write. I studied things I had never heard about in mental health counseling, or even when I was going through my Bible college to be a certified and ordained pastor. I learned much of this, though, when I attended the Brownsville revival in Pensacola, Florida, from 1995 to 2000, maybe 2005. I got on their prayer team and their deliverance team, which was also called their personal ministry team. I learned how to cast out devils, bind up broken hearts, break curses, word curses. I got the gifts of discerning of spirits, the gifts of wisdom, many other gifts from the kingdom of heaven, so I could minister and bring healing and freedom to the spiritual part of us. And because of my mental health counseling as a licensed clinical mental health counselor and nationally certified clinical mental health counselor, I understood trauma and abuse to the biological brain and soul. I understood mental illness. I understood addictions and childhood trauma. So I had a unique understanding of both the spirit and the biological brain, or you might call the soul, and the biological body. I learned about the 3 parts of us, that we are not only just a biological body or a soul that's created from our 5 senses and our chemical neurons in our brain, but we have a spirit, that part of us that lives on in an unseen realm and leaves the body upon death and goes to where everybody hopes and prays it will go to, heaven, paradise. So I was a unique individual, and when God from the kingdom of heaven put me on the battlefield to help set captives free, He put me in the darkest places that I had ever heard of. Multi-generational Satanism, witchcraft, psychics, heavy metal music, the Illuminati, yes. The international Illuminati. I learned about brainwashing, programming, how one became a Manchurian candidate, like in the movie with Frank Sinatra. I learned about brainwashing, programming. I learned how the military, the CIA, other universities were trying to figure out how to have good soldiers. I even read a true story called Psychic Rumors about how the military in America would find soldiers who sort of left their body and could, through their mind, they thought, roam over Vietnam spiritually, survey it, come back and tell their people what they saw. True story. I read about people in psychiatric hospitals, people who had multiple personalities, which at the master's level of mental health counseling you did not get. I learned about visions, dreams. I learned about how God works in our lives and how Satan, the adversary of God, works. I learned about light and darkness. I learned about multiple personalities, how they're formed. I learned about how the spirit leaves the body for protection. I studied and learned. And when, throughout all the many years, I would write down my true stories, the poems, what God would say to me, and out came this book of silent cries, voices out of the darkness, so that you could hear them. This is going to be episode number 3. We are continuing in the introduction to the book. So let me pick up first with a wonderful, wonderful poem that God gave me from Himself. It's called From Slavery to Freedom. Children, you will all spiritually live. The long spiritual wait is over. My spiritual agape love and light can spiritually touch you. My spiritual agape love and light will spiritually heal. My spiritual agape love and light is spiritually real. You will all spiritually come to know that. My love and light is spiritually here. Spiritually step out of your spiritual darkness and into my agape love and light. The Heavenly Father, God the Most High, the King of eternity and heaven, agape love Himself. So step out of your spiritual darkness and into the spiritual presence of my light, my truth, and my love. So God gave that to me. He gave me lots of poems. Because God, believe it or not, He wants to speak through us to humanity so they can hear Him. He did that a lot with many people. Sometimes they were called prophets or teachers. He did it through one young man who had a physical body that was named Jesus, and his spirit was called Christ. Christ was a life-giving spirit, which meant his spirit was alive unto God in relationship as a child. And he would speak, and he would step back sort of spiritually and allow God to speak through him, so that God could touch us, see us, look at us, and God Himself could be here on the same planet through the spirit part called Christ, through the biological body called Jesus. It was God the Father Himself reaching out to us, showing to us, demonstrating to us through this Christ who we were supposed to be and what we had lost. But through the sacrifice of this Christ, this young man, for all of humanity's sins from way, way back in the garden of disobedience, and the judgment of if you sin, if you disobey, you will surely die. God and this young man named Christ the Jesus took care of that for everybody. So here in this introduction to the book called Silent Cries, we're picking up. So let's start. And this is episode number 3, I believe. This is the continuation of the introduction to all of the stories that are true. Believe me, they are true. My agape love will be the warm, sweet milk that will spiritually anchor you through my spiritual presence of my love, acceptance, joy, peace, and righteousness. So I have spiritually sent me, myself, agape love to you, not in a bottle of glass, but the bottle I have sent myself in are my words of spirit and life that I brought through my Son called Christ, the anointed king of the kingdom of heaven, my domain, my territory. This Christ, who I'm coming through, he is my only begotten Son at this time, that is filled with my words of life, and I put it in the bottle called Jesus, so he could be with you in the seen world, to show you the unseen me, and my words and my authority and dominion that I gave you in Genesis 1:26 through 28. I spiritually wrapped me and my agape love in every word, for I was there myself speaking and working myself through this Christ and many others, through many prophets and even children and animals and nature. If you look and listen with your spiritual eyes and ears, you will see me and hear me for yourself. Me, agape love, the express image and likeness of myself, my father's side, the king, the ruler, the Lord, and me, my mother's side, agape love, tenderness and mercy, forgiveness, are spiritually hidden in my words, my spiritual deeds. I am there, if you look, my spiritual signs and wonders and miracles for all to spiritually see and hear, to taste and know that I am here now and that I am a God of the impossible. Many of you may think we don't need these miracles and signs anymore, or you may pray and nothing happens. Sometimes people's motives are wrong, and they're not even allowing God to come through. They may allow another God called Satan, the adversary of God, who is a king down here on the earth. He's not a God. A God is a self-sustaining spirit. So, you be careful. I myself was in him, in Christ, and he wants to be in you. He's in Pastor Deborah. And we are one spirit. That's right. I, agape love, the Heavenly Father, was in him, Christ, and in Pastor Deborah, and in many others. He is in me. That means I have returned to his heart and mind as a child, an offspring. We are one. The math that you need to look at is this: one God plus one me, two spirits, equal one. 1 plus 1 equals 1. It's a new math that you have to learn. Across the spiritual miles, I, agape love, traveled to be with you. I spiritually came on the spiritual wings of light and truth. When you open up my spiritual words of light and truth, my light will shine out to you. Open my greatest gift I have for you. Read my love letter to you, my holy Bible. The word Bible just means book. There's a lot of other ways to open up the words of life and truth. Sometimes it'll come through nature. Have you ever had a flower talk to you? Or an animal? Some people have a deep connection to nature. That's because God gave all life, even the wind and the air and the thunder, volcanoes, fire, words, a voice. They're all calling out to us. They're all subjected to Satan's dominion and torture. And many times they have to obey him and not us. So learn to listen and look with a different set of eyes and mind, and you might be surprised who's trying to talk to you. Now, in mental health counseling, they might be saying you're hallucinating, you're hearing things, you need some medication. Could be true. There are biological problems in our biological brain that need to be attended to by psychiatrists, medical doctors, counselors. We're a three-part being. We have a biological body that can get damaged and hurt. We have a biological brain that can have issues. And we need to treat all of them equal. They're all important parts. Don't ever think that a counselor is more important than a pastor, or a pastor is more important than a counselor. We are all equal. We all have our areas that we need to attend to. Sometimes between the spirit and the soul they cross over, but we all must help everyone with every need that you can. Now some of us, Pastor Deborah's not called to feed and send money and food and Bibles. I don't have that. My job is a teacher. And I do ministry unseen, spirit to spirit. I'm a mother. I do a lot of mothering, do a lot of teaching, spirit to spirit. I work a lot in dreams and visions. My words carry a lot of weight out there in the world. I can travel places most mental health counselors and pastors can't go due to the spiritual training I've had over the years. So let's get back to the introduction. I, Agape Love, have spiritually shined out myself to you. My light is shining out even now. For I spiritually come to you in peace and truth, in righteousness, and I come with life, and I come for you, dear. Me, Agape Love, I have given everything I have to all humanity that is spiritually pure, undefiled. It's holy and clean. It's tender and gentle. It's full of mercy and forgiveness, full of deliverance and healing, full of compassion and goodness, full of my eternal life and knowledge, full of my eternal wisdom and counsel, and many other spiritual riches and glory, unknown to my lost spiritual children. I, Agape Love, am your spiritual food, the spiritual milk of my word. I have spiritually traveled far to spiritually reach you, little one, to spiritually touch you, to spiritually become one with you, and for you to grow and become all I desire for you to be. And I want to stop right there. It gets deep and I don't want to go too long. I want you to be able to pay attention and to absorb and learn and discover. Please become a student, a disciple of truth and knowledge. Read books, watch movies, study art, music, listen. Go out and sit in nature. The animals will talk to you. The wind will speak to you. Listen. Look beyond the natural. I know in some cases you might think you're having issues, but pray and ask God to help you see what you cannot see and hear what you cannot hear from Him. He desires to talk to you, touch you, be with you spiritually. So let's end this part of the introduction and we'll pick up in the next one. We still have a few more pages to go. All right, I'll see you in the next part of the introduction to the silent cries, voices out of the darkness. All right, this is Pastor Deborah. Bye-bye.